Welcome, everybody. Howdy, partners. Yeah, we are going to attempt on sandbox mode where we got access to every part and we've got the full actual Kerbal space program space center. We are going to do an Apollo flight mission. So we're going to go to the pad. Be sure we already have these set up. Hopefully they haven't changed. They have changed. Great. I don't like it when they change. Right, let's manage the crew. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be two pilots. And let's see, how do we get back over there? Select vessel. Hang on. How do I... select the next? Because I need a... where are we? We need an engineer. Let's see. So can we pick him? No. Where's Griff? So how do we pick? Ah, right there. Thank goodness. Right. Yeah, I've messed around with this before. I thought it would stay as it was, how I left it, but apparently not. Right then, so we've got two pilots and an engineer. That's what we want. Right then. So let's go to here. And let's fly it. Let's not recover it. And see how this moon flight goes. Let's hope we have more luck today than my last stream. I seem to get rotten luck sometimes. Rotten luck. Right then, while that's preparing. And there they all are. Looking quite confident-ish. Right, I'm not sure whether it's full or just a bit under, so we'll do that. Right, let's get a little view back. We're in daylight, thank goodness. And let's get everything ready. Whether this will work or not, don't always show the stage view correctly, but I will click on it and see what happens. And then you see it's gone green around the box on the right hand side there. If you keep pressing the B button on Xbox until that disappears, otherwise you'll be able to launch. Ready? Are we ready? Let's go. Right, I think we're okay. In fact, we'll go a little bit higher then. Right, so let's hope this is successful. Please let this be successful today. I'm not sure about when this goes. I'm a little bit worried about that. Because I'm a little bit worried when it does this bit here. So I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put that one there. I think I should have altered that. Right then, we're doing okay. We mustn't go over 300 meters per second until we get to that lower atmosphere. We get past the first, complete mark there. So we start slowing down when we get to around 200, just so that it doesn't go up too quickly, and so that we don't hit 300 before we hit that last mark on the light blue area. That is the plan. Now, we should be starting to turn now. So we're going to start turning, but keep inside that yellow circle, otherwise you will lose control of the craft. Right, we are just about making it. Right, we've gone through the thickest part of the atmosphere. So now we can start to veer it over. And we've got to get to about 15,000 by 90 degrees. So we're going to zoom this across fairly quickly. We should be fine now. We're out of the thicker atmosphere and into the thinner stuff. We're going to try and keep it on the line if possible. We're trying to get to 15, roughly on 90. Right, there we go. And we want to be staying on it as good as possible. It does wind and boodle around a bit, as you notice. It takes a while to settle down. Right, then we're going to go into the map menu and just have a look at this, see how this is going. Because I mean, that's going a little bit too quickly, I think. So I'm going to slow this down. Because we're accelerating very well here. Go a little bit more. I'm really winding this out. So as we get nearer and nearer to say 90 kilometers, we'll probably widen this out more and more. We want well over a minute of thrust. Actually, let's go back down to there. Right then, and delete that stage there. It's gone a little bit out of control. We have got a little bit out of control. Houston, we have a problem. We've got a little bit out of control. Yeah, it does start to turn sometimes when you start doing this. But it does lose control for a bit. I should have done those two together, but I want a little gap between them, so it'll be like in the real thing. Right. Now it's going to go a bit slower. I think I've got to come back because the second one, I don't think it's quite as powerful as the other one. So I need to bring this back slightly. It's quite awkward with this one. It's only just got enough fuel, and it's only just got enough, to get into orbit. Right. So we could do with more than 51 seconds. We need over a minute so that we can place a maneuver node. So I'm gonna bring it in a little bit, which is a bit counterproductive. So I need that to come out more. Oh right, this is not working. It's been a while since I've done the Apollo 11 one. I forgot it's very finely tuned to just make it. So I went actually too far too soon. So I've got to try and pull it back slightly so that we increase that T minus number a lot more. How are we doing for fuel? We're doing okay. They're looking a little bit less confident now. And then if I can find out which is the custom controls, wrong one, I need to fire this one. I think it's this one, or is it that one? Do you know, I can't remember now, so I won't risk it. Up to 73. I've got the voice, the sound down quite low, so you can hear me all right. Because normally you can't hear me. It's probably a good thing. Right. We're not exactly going that well. So I think I've misjudged this. I've forgotten how delicate this craft is, how precise I've got to be with it, especially on that first part. And because I went a little bit too far, it's kind of messed up. Right, I'm now gonna widen this out. So we are at least on prograde, and I hope this is going to be enough. Got awful feeling it's not. So I kind of messed this up. Yeah, you need well over a minute spare to have enough time to... actually, I haven't got that full speed. That won't help. Didn't realise I didn't have the full speed there. That was stupid. So yeah, are we going to make it? How much fuel have we got? We should be okay for fuel. We're supposed to be using that to get to the moon as well. So hopefully that will work. So we're supposed to set our manoeuvre to the moon, or the mun, should I say? Not should be saying moon, should I? So hopefully this is all going to work out okay. As long as we get the orbit with some spare, we'll be fine. He said hopefully. So it might be a little bit out now. He said confidently. Actually, I won't put it on prograde. I'll keep it where it is. So it's right on that dot there, practically, right on the square. Where is the moon anyway? Are we actually in the correct position? Not really. We should be sort of that position. So let's hope this works out okay. As long as we get the orbit, as long as we get to 75 at the other end, we should be okay. Going to move it a little bit more there. Right, hopefully we should get it coming out any minute. Need that to get up to 75 minimum. Right, it is going on a little bit too far there, but right, that will do then. So I did mess it up a little bit there, unfortunately. Right, and then the best place to actually go for the moon is right on the sunrise here, roughly. We probably want to just come back a little bit. So as it sort of comes through on sunrise, that's the sort of optimum time, and then we'll do that one. And then we'll pull out. We'll set that as our target. And actually, let me just see what we've got left. We've got a fair bit left. Might just be enough. Hopefully. Whoops, wrong button. Right, this out. Whoops. And again, it's really delicate with Kerbal Space Program, so got to be very, very careful how you do this. Again, the best thing to do is to click on the moon here and do focus view so we get a better understanding of where we are. Now, that is usually a good place to go, but I like going the other way because everything that I've got in going around the moon does go the opposite way. So I'm going to move this the opposite way so that it goes the other side. No, it's not going to do it. Okay. First of all, let's move this down like so. Get this angle down as much as we can so that we're pretty much circumventing it. Big word. Right, and then we'll try and bring this in. And I hope it goes the other side. No, it's not. Right, okay, change of plan. We are not in a good position there. So let me change that to I think I'm gonna actually get this node here lined up first. That's usually the best thing to do. Let's get this lined up. Mark that one so we get an idea, and we want that to go down to 0. So we just push it either way. Just do it very gently. It does go quite quick on the Xbox controller. As long as it gets to 0, it's really fine, that, as you can see. Press that. Right. And then we'll move to the next maneuver. That's going to take 2 seconds of burn time. So it won't take long. We are then going to tell it to go to our marker. Now, I'm hoping all this works, because every time I do a Kerbal Space Program broadcast, it seems to go wrong for me. So I don't quite know why it always goes wrong, but it must be sheer bad luck. And it's a bit of a beast to move, so it will take a little while. Hopefully it does it within the time. Now we can actually get rid of, let me see, which one is it? Do you know, I can't remember which is now, which is the correct one for firing the launch escape system on. Was it this one? Or was it number 10? Do you know, I can't remember. So I'm going to try that one. This probably be mess it up. No, it's the right one. Good. Thank God. Because that could have been tragedy if that had gone wrong. Which it would tell you, what that you've actually set it. Make things a lot easier for me. Right, we're coming up to it very, very slowly. As you can see, it's a bit of a beast to turn. And then we'll do our 2-second burn. So I'm actually going to do it around about the 2-second mark and not go full speed, but a little bit less than that. So I might just do it from the bottom up, like so. Actually, no, I won't, because we're almost on it now. But make sure you shut it off before and just ease that last bit back, like so, to 0. Right, that should now be cancelled out. And I do like using this arrow, it's... Right, there we go. So we've got that. All we need now to set our orbit for the moon. Now the moon is normally, as I say, it's normally when it's just appearing over the horizon, but I think because I've done it at the wrong time of day, so I'm going to try it from here and see if we can get a better one than what we had before. So these 2 white markers pretty much lining up right on that line, then you're in pretty good nick. Right, let me focus on this one so we get a better idea. No, that's the wrong one. It will not. I just want the moon, not nothing else. And that's it. Right, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Right. Let's get back on this maneuver now. Sometimes it tries to flick on the wrong thing, but press it and then we'll bring this in slowly. So that we get it within, I don't know, about 15 to 20. Right. What is the angle here? Has it changed? No, that's fine. So I'm a little bit out. So what I will do is actually move this orbit line. Is a better option. If I move the orbit line, I can actually do this fine tuning, and it is a lot. It does it a little bit slower as well. Not that close, but yeah, as you can see, it's very fine. Got to do it very, very gently. I'm going to go around about 16, 15, somewhere around there. I think that will do. So I want to approach it this side and go off that way. That's because everything else that I've got on the moon goes around in that same way, so I don't want to go the opposite way, which is more fuel efficient for coming back, but it makes it easier for me to, if I need to dock or whatever. So that's why I do that. So that's going to take 1 minute 20 seconds. Okay, so if I get this, because we're like a little bit off, we're like, we're not pointing the correct way yet, where it's a little bit hard to see it. Right, that stage now is done, so we actually just need this stage now. For the one to the moon. So actually that was more than enough than we needed, really. So I'm going to separate. Let's get rid of that spare one there. We'll separate this one now, because this fuel is practically spent. So actually, I don't need that, to be honest, because we may as well already get rid of that. So I'm gonna get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. And then I'm going to, we'll leave that for a second, which is this here, that's that one. Right, okay, it's going to take 2 minutes now, because we're on this engine instead, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to, that's inside the cockpit, by the way. We're going to push the left button, and if we push left button and right stick down, then we come back to our ship. Now, where's our maneuver node? It is right around there. So what we can do is, because we've got 24 minutes yet, we can go around to that maneuver node. It's going to be 1 minute 10 seconds. So actually, that's not a good idea, because that'll be less than 10 seconds. That'll be less than that'll be actually too far. So I'm going to warp to say here before that maneuver node. Because if you do warp to next maneuver, it only leaves you 1 minute to do it, and we need 1 minute and 10 seconds. So therefore, we need to drop a little bit short of it. And we need to be around that 1 minute 10, 1 minute 30 area. So I may shut this off a little bit early in case it goes past. Right, so 1 minute 10 seconds roughly. Well, 1 minute 11 I'm going to make it. And this is our blast off for the moon. So really I shouldn't have used that other one for this bit here, because this one should be doing it. Right, 1 minute 11 seconds. I will go on full engines. Godspeed, Apollo 11. It's alright, lads, don't worry, you're fine. We're almost there. I'm getting nervous. And I'm hoping this time there's no problems like I did last time. Sometimes the controller decides it's not going to work, and you get all kinds of stupid stuff like that. Or you can't stage, or so I am waiting for this patch to come up, which I don't know when. Right, 1 minute 11, here we go. It should be on full thrust, yes. But we should just have enough fuel. I've sort of worked it out so that, there's just enough fuel to do this burn, I hope. So by the time it gets to 0 on the node in T minus 52 seconds, it should be about halfway down that dial. If it's not, we're in trouble. It doesn't matter, we can still make a fine adjustment anyway. We could do a mid-course correction or something. So it won't be a big deal if we miss it. Yeah, I should have got rid of the other one before I set the maneuver node, then we would have had the correct time. It's going well so far. I can never work out why it doesn't do the stage. It doesn't seem to do it, even though they are separated out. It should be just showing the stage burn, not the whole burn. Yeah, I want to do that. It sort of goes to green there, which is not good. So we're blasting off towards the moon. Everything's going smooth, and then we got to do the old transfer between the craft. So we're not too bad so far. We're on half fuel, so we should be fine. And we're down about halfway. So it's all looking good so far. So if we move out, That's where we want to be. Roughly about 16. I don't mind 15 or 17. As long as we're around that area, we'll be fine. So hopefully by the time that burn time runs down to 0, we should be on the bottom. That will be really good. And I've brought a load of instruments with me as well to put down, so sort of simulate how it was on the Apollo 11. And this time I brought a power unit. Now I've been playing on the sort of career mode, and I haven't actually got that power unit to be able to power all the instruments, which is why on my last stream I couldn't get it to power. I thought an engineer would be able to set it up, might, set up that central station, and that was going to provide power along with the solar dish. But apparently you need like a nuclear power thing or RTG or something, which I haven't got access to yet, so couldn't do it. So I got to wait until I got about 900 points, and I'm nowhere near that at the moment. Right, stand by to switch off. So I'm going to stop off a little bit before, around about 10, if I can. I would press it 2 or 3 times, because sometimes it does not do it quick enough. Right, and then we're just going to ease this last little bit in. So we can put a little bit of thrust on, and then we just slow it down as we get close. Keep your finger on the left button, and then just slow it down so we've got a nice steady controlled burn down to the mark. Right, but that might be alright. Just about to go slightly more, because I think it might actually be hitting now, so I might have to come away. So we can make the adjustment, no problem. Come on, I want the mun. I don't want the landing launch sites. Yeah, I don't like the launch sites bit. I don't want the launch sites bits. I just want the mun and nothing else. Hang on, I'm going to come out so I could hopefully get on the mun. I should have turned the landing sites off. I just want the mun focus. Thank you very much. Right, okay, so went a little bit too far in. It's not a worry, it's not a panic. It's if we do it practically opposite where we are, which is prograde, we'll go to retrograde. We can just tweak that back out. Then go all day. Come on lads, you can turn it better than this. Oh, it's a big one. It's a great big everything. How am I supposed to turn it that quick? Oh, use your brains. You're an engineer, aren't you? Not really. I just made it up. Excuse me talking to myself, but I have been self-isolated for the last couple of weeks. You can't blame me, can you? Right, ready? Steady. Go. Right, we're just going to tweak this out. Just a little bit of thrust. And then what I'm going to do is cut it back off. And then I'm going to put my mark it with the X button. And then we're going to just manually watch that get to about 15 or 16. I think 15 will do. Right, perfect. Now we go back to our ship. And it's pitch black and I can barely see a thing. Which is a bit unfortunate. Now what I want to do is transfer the crew. This is where we've got to separate, of course. So we're going to transfer the crew. Lake Sue. And we're going to transfer, let's see, what a pilot, so we want, let's have McKinney. We'll have him, we'll transfer him to the lunar module. Right, that is so, when we separate, we've both got control of the thing. Now, normally they would have done it, they would have separated the old thing is. He would have reversed around and then we would have done it, but we're not going to do that. We can do it a slightly different way because it's a little bit fiddly, I find. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the docking sequence. And I tell you, it's hard to see it. Could have done with lights really, couldn't I? So yeah, it's going to be a bit hard to see. Let's do it around about there. Right, then what I'll do is control the craft, make sure we're controlling the craft from here. So we're controlling from there, and then we're going to detach from here. So we're going to decouple the node, like so, and we are going to turn on our thrusters, and we're just going to actually we've got to be on docking mode. How do you do docking mode? That one. And then we're just going to thrust away a little bit, like so. Let's get rid of that that's getting in the way. Get a nice safe distance. Alexa, stop. Right, and then we're going to slow back down. We're going to point at this target and double click to select that point, and we're going to that's where the target is. Right, now what we do, I'm going to shut off those because I like to do this turn on there, and then we're going to do a complete reverse, and hopefully we don't hit it. If it does, I'll have to stop very quickly. So you just got to move far enough away that you're not going to slam into this thing as you spin round. Right. Okay, so we're now hopefully heading straight for it. Okay, so we can now go back docking home. Just slowly dock away. But what I do is I like to hold left button and switch between crafts, and also get this one to click on the docking port, like so, and aim at the target. And then they both line up each other with each other. If you see what I mean. So they should both line up, so should we get a perfect dock. And then I'm going to switch back to this one. Make sure we're still facing the target, and then we're just going to slowly ease our way in. Like so. Not too fast. No more than 2 meters per second. And then sometimes I actually click on this area and do aim camera. So we've got a nice closer view. And we just pull the camera in a little bit. And hopefully both off. Now the other one should be sort of automatically targeted it as well. So we should be fine. As we come close, we'll just ease off on the old RCS. Which I believe is the left trigger. So go the other way. Just slow it down slightly so these two can connect. Like so. Right, okay, we've done our docking maneuver. Right, we are all set. So we're on our way to the moon. We've done our burn. So technically we don't need this, but I'm going to keep that fuel. Right, I'm going to shut off the RCS. We're now docked. Everybody's sorted out. Right, now what we can do is we can click on here and do our close down this orbit. Close this down to 0. Press A. It's got to be on yellow, and yeah, right trigger will bring zoom in and out when you're in this particular mode. When you're on the maneuver node, it's the triggers. When you're not in maneuver node, it's you hold left button and use the right stick to zoom in and out. So it takes a bit of getting used to, because sometimes you press the wrong one. Right, we're gonna click on that. Right, and then we're going to bring this orbit all the way in, so that we complete the orbit. So we get a nice 15,000 by 15,000 orbit, roughly. If it's slightly out, we can adjust that as they flip over. If they got about halfway, that's about right. 15,000, 15,000, perfect. Right, and then we'll press back, so that goes away. Otherwise, if you move your joystick, you're going to get a sudden and massive change. So make sure you press back so it goes back to this yellow sort of star thing here. So make sure you press that back button first, otherwise you will mess up. Now that's going to take 52 seconds according to that. Now normally you would use a service module, but because I've got spare fuel, I might as well use it. So it's only going to take 52 seconds, so less than a minute, and as long as it's less than a minute we can do warp to next maneuver. And then what we'll do, press left button and right click on the right joystick, and that will follow the craft as opposed to focusing on the planet. Like so. And then it's going to come in to... I'm going to cancel that because it looks like it's going to go past. Well, it may have done it, but I looked like it was going to go past then. I got a little bit worried because I didn't see this periapsis here. So I was a bit worried there. Right, we're okay. So half of 52. Anybody work that out? 25, 26 seconds. So that's when we need to fire our engines. Full power. And then we'll be in orbit around the moon. I'm nervous. Take another cup of tea. Alright, we're already too late. 26 seconds I said, that messed up. Uh-oh. Why is it doing that? I think that was off. The SAS was off there and it's caused a spin. Oh, well, this has messed it up. I wish it would stop spinning. When it does this spin like this, it really is a pain because you've got to stop it. Come on, come on. Because we're way past now, so we've completely messed this up now. It doesn't always want to... Yeah, look, it's come off again. I'll have to fire it now, because this is going to take all day. For some reason, it's spinning. So, something's gone wrong here. For some reason, it's going the wrong direction. Oh, I know why. It's because we're controlling from here. Oh yeah, that's what it is. I'm controlling it from here and I should be controlling from here. What a berg. Because this engine is the one that we're using and not this one. So, sorry, I made a mistake there. Control from here it should be. So it's the complete opposite direction, which is why nothing's happening. Oh, well, that's messed up. So we're in big trouble now because we're going to go flying past. So we'll have to cancel that. What is our orbit? We're already way too much, so I've got to very quickly bring this in, like so. Do this as fast as possible. What a mess up. Oh, come on, it keeps coming off of there. Get back on that maneuver node, please. Jeez. Why did it come off of there? Did I hit it by accident? So yeah, this is a mess up and a half. Because the Apollo ones didn't do this, wasn't it? So we're on 28 now. It doesn't matter. We got plenty of fuel. So I'm not worried about it. We just need to bring this in now till 15 at the other end. So it's not a big deal, but I'm a little bit annoyed. Hopefully I can still do this, yes. Sometimes it's like you press back and you haven't got control of the vehicle because you've got to press back one more time, but if it turns off the SAS you've got to knock it back on again. Right, let's see what this orbit line is. And let's also see what this one is because they will flip over. Oh, well, that's not good. So yeah, I've kind of messed this up here. What a complete dork. How not to get to the moon is what I'm doing. Doesn't matter, it's still not a problem. We're just going to push this back out to 15. But as I say, I've got plenty of fuel, so I've slowly been taking, certain amounts off, so because I've got too much, but I don't want to take too much off just in case I run out. I think 15 will do it. So now, yeah, why did it come off of there a couple of times? Did I like accidentally click it? So now I've got to try and bring this back from Doom. So we're pretty much on the mark now. So it's going to take 1 second. So as you can see, it's going to be pretty fast. So I will just do a tiny bit. Kind of messed that up. We're controlling it because the service module's pointing towards the other one. Now, as you could do it the other way around, you could actually, arrive at the moon and then do your transfer, do your docking maneuver. But I thought I'd try to do it how they did. I just messed up on the correct engine, facing the correct way. So, sorry about that. Right, I'm going to speed this forward because I don't want to wait too long, for your sakes. So we're going to speed that up to about there. I'm bashing away on the keys. I usually press it 2 or 3 times. It doesn't always stop straight away because there's a little bit of a lag on this game on console. And I won't do full power. I will do a little bit less. So I'll start on about 5 seconds and we'll see how quick it goes. It's going too quick. So by the time it gets to like the middle, we should be on about 0 seconds. That's about right. And then we'll stop it just before and just ease that last bit like so. Make sure it's off. It is tricky. It is easier on a PC with a mouse. And then we're going to get to this end and close this orbit down to what it should be, which is not what I did, which was completely mess it up. But so it's recoverable, so don't worry about it. But I am worried. Don't be. Right, and it'll flip over, and then we should be on roughly about 15 on each end. There you go. Right, that's done. Press back until those 4 lines disappear. Right. Now that we've done that, we just need to go to that maneuver node. So we've only got 14 seconds of burn time on this, so it's 7 seconds, so we can comfortably go on the other side of that marker and do warp to next maneuver without any problem, because that is plenty of time. We only need 7 seconds here, and this is moved off again. Did I not? Maybe I didn't move it on it. I may not have clicked it. I forget sometimes because I'm an old guy and my brain's not the greatest in the world, come to think of it. I'm going to mark this one here so that we can see in real time actually what it is. Right, we're waiting for 7 seconds, and you know me, I can't wait, so I'm going to bring it down a bit quicker. I mean, I won't go too crazy, but and press B to get out of that, and so on. A message just came up on the screen covering the time. So I couldn't see how many seconds was left. I must stop notifications flying up on my screen, especially there, right where the maneuver node is. Well, right where the nav ball is. Right, and then we'll shut it off before. Make sure we just do shut and just tweak it the last little bit. Right, done. Okay, perfect. That's how you're supposed to do it, by the way. Right, we already have some out on the moon. We have a couple of ships there. I think they might both be empty. I'm not quite sure. Right, we could land near this one, you know. But of course it's dark there. I don't land in the dark. I mean, I'm not an idiot. Right then, let me see. Now as I say, we've got plenty of fuel. Look, plenty of fuel. So we can actually leave this. We can actually leave this, but we don't need this one anymore. So we can actually dump this, and then I can make it actually crash into the moon. So I think I will do that. Why am I always in the dark? Right, there's my ship there. So let's let's bring it around to say where the sun is, so I can see what I'm doing. Actually, let's actually set a maneuver node here. I wonder if it will just drop inside that crater there. Might not be a bad idea. So if I just keep going up and down on this line, we should hit the line. See a little dot there. I should be able to create a maneuver node there. And now I'm going to bring this in to about 10 or 9,000. So I'm going to do about 9, I think. Oh, actually, cancel that. Cancel that. Let's get rid of the part we don't need first. I'll go around another orbit because I want to see what I'm doing. I mean, it's all completely black here. Let's warp here. I can't see what I'm doing. It's just too dark. Don't like doing things in the dark. Try and get a bit of sunrise here. Yeah, so that's a little bit more dramatic, isn't it? Right, and then what we'll do is we will. So what I'm going to do is go retrograde here. And I can actually make this. Bring the orbit in so that it's going to hit the planet. And then I'm going to counteract that by coming back. No, I better not do that. What I'm going to do is make it crash into the moon. Might not be a bad idea because I don't think I can control this stage here. I haven't got a controller on it, so I can't like manually control this. I'm pretty sure. Or have I? If I have, then that'd be great. Stack separator. No. And that's the protective shield. No, so I can't. Yeah, some people actually get this to crash into the moon and then use this one to just come back away again. So I could possibly do that. But I've got to do this first. So I'm going to... Is it light on that side? I might do it this side actually, so I can see a little bit better. I can do a little maneuver node here and bring that in. So if we just click on it, you get both of them, and then one of them will change. I'm going to bring this in so it's probably going to hit like so. Okay, that should hit the planet now. Right, click that. And then I'm going to put it on the maneuver node. It'll take a while to get there. And then we'll use the service module to just cancel that back out and bring us up to 15. Why, you may ask? Well, it just saves me... Besides that, I've got to separate, go back to the tracking center, get the part, and then delete it. So it just saves me a lot of time. I've never done this before, so hopefully I won't waste too much fuel on the service module, but we haven't lost any fuel from it yet, so we should be absolutely fine. Right, and then it's only going to take 1 second, so I'm going to warp to the next maneuver again. That's absolutely fine if it's under a minute. Well, if it's a minute or less, or more, sorry, then you can do warp to next maneuver. If it's over a minute, then obviously you need to stop short of that, so you've got that extra time, because it goes to a minute before. Right. Hopefully I'm controlling it from the correct end, because we should be controlling it from here still. It does this sometimes. It doesn't want to click the Correct. Yeah. Make sure it's controlling from here. Yes, it is. Good. Click back. So practically on about, I'm going to do it on about 2 or 3 seconds and do it very, very slowly, as opposed to full throttle at 1 second. It's going to be a bit hard to turn off. So yeah, going to be a bit more careful about how I do it. You could turn the thrust limiter down if you want, but I'm just do a little bit at a time, and you give yourself plenty of time, a few seconds. You should be fine. Right, I'm going to do it on about 3. And just try and judge it so it's roughly going to go off in the middle, maybe a little bit quicker, and then we'll shut it off early. That was really early. Like so. By just flicking it up and stopping it, flicking it up, stopping it. Right, that's that done. And now that we've done that, what we can do is we can separate this bit and then let this crash into the planet. Okay, and then we'll switch back to controller here. Seems a funny way of doing it, but we'll switch to control here like so. Hopefully that's detached as well, I take it. Yeah, that looks like it's going to hang around that thing. So I've got to be a little bit careful here, because what's going to happen is, if I fire my engines now to counteract that, it's going to hit this one. So I don't want to hit it. So I'm going to make sure it's out of the way. Will that hit? So I might actually go a little bit wide. I should have actually separated them radially so that we don't hit. Right, and then I'm just going to add a bit of thrust when I've activated the engine, that is. And go to this view here and bring this back out. Oh, I've left it a little bit late, never mind. Doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all fine stuff. I always mess this up, don't I? What is it with me? Messing stuff up. I don't know. Oh yeah, kind of messing this up really well here. 12 is fine, I do believe. If we click on the mun, do a double click on the mun, I do believe 12 is fine. It says cedar influence is only 2,400. Really? Is it that low? I thought it was a bit higher than that, more like 6 or 7, but that could be correct. Right, let's go back to ship. So 12 should be okay. So I am kind of making a dog's ear of this, aren't I? Yeah, I knew I would. It happens every time I go on the stream. I do this wrong. Normally when I do it, it's like, don't forget to switch control to this ship. Yeah, I'm kind of dumb like that. It's the pressure. It's the pressure, you see. I'm not used to the pressure. Right, that's 15. That's fine. I've got to think. Because I'm trying to, talk and whatever, I'm messing it up a bit. So it's taken a long time. I'm sure the Apollo astronaut did this a lot better than this. Hopefully we're still all in one piece. We should have plenty of fuel. Yep. And that will cancel it 1 minute. Again, it's going to be a very short burn, 0.1 of a second. So, and I'm going to speed it up and bring that down to about 10. Make sure you slow it down before you get to 10 so that it doesn't go too fast, otherwise you'll fly straight past. And you don't want that, do you? No, you don't. Right, let's cut it right off. So I usually, well, because sometimes the lag's a little bit extreme, I tend to, that's a little bit early. See, I only pushed it up one little click there, and that was enough to go down that fast. So some people adjust the thrust limiter, which is probably a better idea. Now I could leave this around 12 actually. It's not a bad idea. So I might leave it on that because 12 should be fine. It shouldn't be pulling us in each orbit. I don't think so anyway. If we check our orbit of our... Each time we go around, it should not make that lower and lower. If it does, then I know it is having an influence, but pretty sure it doesn't. So as we get around, we should be fine. But I might just tweak it back out just a shade, so that when the ship joins the other one, it's going to be, you know, a nice 15 by 15 orbit. So it's probably a safer bet to actually do that. So let's do that. Again, it'd be a very short one, so don't have to go far, does it? Click onto this one because it sort of turns yellowish blue. And then we'll tweak that up to 15. So one of those should change to 15. That's it. So we've got a nice even amount. There we go. Was it 15 and 15? Yes, that looks good. Right, we're good. Press the back key, of course, so we cancel that, otherwise you'll mess it. You know, if you push the controller, it's actually going to go way past. Make sure this is on there. Like so. And again, a very quick one, so on about 2 or 3 seconds. Although we're practically there now. I'll get there eventually, he said. Make sure you hold left button so you do the slower thrust mode. Do it on about 2 this time. It is quite quick, look. Shut it off before and just wind that last bit down. The frames per second can be a little bit low on this one sometimes, so gotta be careful. Right, here we go then. Right, we have our... We need to transfer now the other pilot. So what have we got? We've got 2 pilots. So at the moment we've got Durlas Verdin, we've got Kennedy, who's a pilot. So we just need the engineer, which is Dudvis. So I'm going to transfer him to here as well. Like so. So those 2 are in the lunar module. And this one is in that one. Okay, so if we click on there, look, we've got Durlas. Alright, so we're good. Right, all we need now to do is to set the point where we're going to land. And I think inside that crater will be a good one. I just hope I don't fall into a crater. Otherwise we'll be in severe trouble. Right, let's move this around so we get the dot come up. Do the maneuver node, press A, and then we'll bring this in to about, I reckon, about 8,000. I'm going to go about there, and then what I'm going to do is just adjust this line so that it's going to land roughly here. Now we would have to make a slight adjustment when we get to the end, because you know, it will move by the time we get around there, obviously. So I'm going to pick a slightly smoother area over here. So I've got the actual text box and whatever in front of it, so it's a little bit awkward here. Maybe back a little bit, like so. Press back, and then what I'm going to do is separate these two. Although it might actually get rid of this maneuver now. Come to think of it. Alexa, stop. Every now and again, Alexa decides to play some music. Can't understand that. Right, we're going to control from here. And like so. And then we're going to detach. Like so. And then we're going to go to docking mode. And we're just going to thrust away, which I think is that way. So we're just going to thrust away a little bit, get us a little bit of distance. Like so. And then I'm going to switch to this one. And see if that maneuver node is still there. If so, I'll cancel it, because I think the other one needs to be doing it, not this one. Should be setting it from here, really. So we want to set it from over here somewhere, so drag it down to the dot appears. Add a maneuver here. Bring this in to about, I'd say about 8,000. I mean, you could go a lot less. I'm just worried I might hit, as you come over these mountains, you can hit, you know, there's a fairly large mountain. You might just catch it on the way through. It might get very, very close to it. So you got to make sure. It's a little bit hard to see because the nab wall's in the way. That should be clearing it, I think. It's a bit hard to tell, to be honest. So I don't want to come down too low, because otherwise you may sort of scrape the top of a mountain on the way down. So I'll actually go a little bit up to about 8. Cancel that. Aim it there. And now it's a lot quicker because we're a smaller craft, of course. And then I'm going to click on the other ship if I can get it to come up. Doesn't always come up, that's the trouble. The lander one is usually this one. So if I take that one off, will it come up now? And I want the service module bit. I want to make sure it does not actually hit on the way down. Shouldn't do. Yeah, for some reason it won't show up the other craft. So yeah, forget that. But we should be fine. We shouldn't hit. Well, actually, what I normally do on this is I normally go radially, so they're pointing towards and away from the planet. Is sometimes a better idea. Right, so that's got a fair way to go, 18 minutes. So I'm going to flick back to this one, and what we're going to do is, when we redock with this one, we want to be facing this way, because this is the direction we're going to come in from. So we want him sort of roughly that way. Whether he maintains that position is your guess, is as good as mine. So we're just waiting for it to get round to the other side, and it's roughly going to go about there. And then I always got trouble working out which one it is, whether it's triggers or buttons. I'll have to fine tune that one, so we try and miss those craters. But I've got to wait till I'm a little bit near, because obviously as you move around it actually moves that. This marker will move. Right, so when we get to there, it's going to bring this one down. What I could do actually is just click on this from here. If I do that, we will see if we're going to like hit on the way down, and we're not. We've got a nice bit of separation there, so there's no chance of us hitting. So I like doing that sometimes just to check that we're not hitting on the way down, because sometimes you can. Although not usually. As long as you've thrusted away a little bit, you should be fine. Right then, we can go to the next maneuver, and it's only going to take 0.3 of a second, so again it's going to be a very, very short thrust. So we can warp to the next maneuver again. And the two crafts shouldn't hit, he said, hopefully. If I can find it. We are in serious trouble. Right, we got round to there. What I'll do is, I'm going to look on this side and see how much that is adjusted, because it will move as we're going round. Because obviously the moon is rotating. Is it? Yeah. So I'm going to make a slight adjustment to that, and move that around a little bit, like so. I think that is a good spot. Fairly good spot. So that should do. Oh, make sure also we're in staging mode. I've only just learned how to do that, and make sure we're still pointed on that. Right, 0.3 of a second. So again, this could be like 2 seconds. And we got small engines, so we may have to go just a nice and gentle again, like we did before. I wasn't going to stream this long, but it's taken me a while, and then I'll carry on next time, setting it all out and everything, because I want to start very soon. Oh, hang on, I forgot to activate the engine. No. Damn. Why was it not on the correct, facing the right way then? So we kind of messed this up again. Dear, oh dear, this is not going right. Hey, hang on. What the hell is going in? It's doing it in reverse here. I'm telling it to go to here. Why did it flick over? For some reason it flicked over. I got a feeling it's doing what it did the other day, where it flicks over. It seems to want to flick over and not show the thing coming down. Yeah, look, it's coming down on the arrow, but it's not actually showing it on the bar. Look, you see, that yellow bar is not really going down. I had this the other day. I wish it would not do that. This is one of the bugs in this game, unfortunately, which kind of makes it a bit difficult for me. But hopefully this should sort it out, I hope. So I may have messed this up now. 16. Oh no, we're okay. No, we're fine. Phew! That almost messed up. Right, as we come down, what we can do then is, if I can zoom in, is pick our spot again. I may actually go a bit further around now, because it's actually going to go in a dark spot there, and I haven't got any lights. So I'm going to pick my spot to land now as, let's see, where's a safe spot? It's fairly flat. Probably that. I'm going to bring this all the way in, like so, so we kill our speed completely. Alexa, stop listening. That doesn't look too bad there. And we can adjust this at the last minute. So we just make sure when we get round to here, Right, it's going to be 26-second burn. Yeah, I had this the other day. This yellow thing here should be going down immediately if you start pressing the thrust. But what it's doing is this arrow is coming down, but this is not. So I'm thinking nothing's happening, and it was. It just that the yellow was not disappearing as it went down. It was just the arrow was moving. So this is looks like a bug to me. Right, and then we're going to wait until we get to there. 26 seconds. We should have enough fuel, he said, hopefully, crossing his fingers. Right, and then I'm going to warp to say about here. I'm going to go a little bit before a minute, because the moon is turning, so it will adjust that position, so we can do a little fine adjustment as we get close. Yeah, I just want to ease it a little bit more to the right. Wrong one. A little bit more there where it's flatter. And then I'll bring that in like so. So we're practically killing the speed before we drop. That we can just go straight down. Okay, looking good. Hopefully that won't move too far. 26 seconds, so it's about 14 seconds roughly. So full power, 14 seconds. Right. And that does look like a good position. I could actually move that a little tiny bit more. This way. That'll do. Right. Stand by. Let's hope this works. If not, I'm in serious trouble. So, about 14 seconds. I wasn't going to stream this long because I'm going to get neck ache, so I'm going to have to watch this yellow line again, because if it doesn't disappear again, yeah, we're in big trouble. So 14 seconds at full power. There we go. Hopefully it won't use up too much fuel. So we've got to get down and up. How are we doing? We're doing okay for fuel. And then it shall shut it off just before, like so, and then just tweak out this last bit. But obviously don't go too far, so speed it up a little bit. I'm actually going too far there, hey? Oh, that's the other ship. Right, now I can get rid of that. And we're going to be falling towards the planet now, so we've got to do this fairly quickly. Get onto retrograde. Do the gear. And then we'll make sure it's the surface, and then we'll start. I won't do it yet, but I will start burning as we get a little bit closer. Obviously don't get yourself dropped too far. And I'm going to have this to surface, because that is the wrong read in there. I want ground surface. I need to go a lot more. And there's our shadow. That'll give us an idea how close we are. So I'll bring this down to a nice gentle thrust of about 3 or 4 meters per second. So I'm just going to ease it down now, so it's going nice and steady. There is a thing happening at the moment where the landing legs like to jump when you sort of switch to them, which is a bit annoying. It's like if you switch to, say, one going around the planet to one that's on the planet, it sometimes leaps up into the air for no apparent reason, so I hope that doesn't happen today. Got about half fuel, so we should be alright for getting back. Increasing just slightly, so it's really hard to do a very fine manoeuvre here. We are 400 feet, so we're looking good. 200. 3 forward, 4 forward, 3 down, left down. If you've been listening to the Apollo broadcast, left down, 3 down, 1 forward, 2 forward. Right, we're coming down nice and steady. That's a little bit too fast now, so we'll just ease it off. We want to come down to about 3 or 4. We don't want to go back up, so I'm just flicking between the two so that we're slowing down, but we don't go back up. And then immediately cut your engines when you land. There you go. Right, success. Whew. I was sweating there. Sweating just a tad. Right, there's our decoupler. We'll move that there. And our little tiny rocket. I hope this separates, because I have had a couple of times where it does not separate, because I've kind of jammed things up inside here. Right, so let's hope this works. I should have that ladder coming out at an angle. Like so. So I'll have a real thing. The only difficult bit is trying to get him out of the ship and get him past this sort of wiggly bit here. Alexa, stop. What is the matter with you, lady? Right. First thing first. Engine off. So if we accidentally press A button, I mean, it might separate our silly thing, but at least we won't take off. So try not to press the A button from now on unless you're off the craft. Right, now, I'll tell you what I didn't do, bring the instruments down from the ship. Because I put some instruments in it. Oh, that was stupid, wasn't it? So look, there's a little thing here where I could have put some stuff to lay on the planet. So that was a big mistake, wasn't it? So I'll have to go back up and come back down again. Right, let's get out there. We'll leave the pilot inside because, you know, we although actually, no, we shouldn't be doing that. We should, because Buzz, Buzz the engineer. So it should be the pilot coming out. So if the thing takes off now, we're in real trouble. Hopefully it will. He'll go onto that ladder, because half the time he misses the ladder. Yeah, thought it was going to happen. So you can let go now. So here we are, we're on the moon. Happy as can be. We've got the scientific instruments. Fancy not remembering them. What a complete Wally IB. So I'll tell you what, I'll plant a flag and I'll come back down after. I'll take a surface sample, but it's not going to give us anything because this is sandbox mode, so pointless doing all that stuff. So it's a bit pointless putting instruments down, but it looks good. So I'll plant a flag. Messed up landing, we'll call it. Edit plaque. Site name, Mun. I'm not sure whether it's Highlands or Lowlands or what, but Mun. Landing. Mess up, I think. I think that would be a good example. I kind of messed it up. Forgot the instruments. What a complete burg. Edit the plaque. The edit name? No, that ain't it. Oh, right button and edit the thing. Right, put who forgot the instruments. Could have put science, would have been quicker, wouldn't it? Science, there we go. Right, done. Okay, accept. So yeah, kind of messed that up. What a dimbo. What a wally. So we're on the moon. Would you like to come out as well? So if we cancel that little arrow thing and go to this one. We can get him out as well. I hope the ship doesn't fly up into the air like it does sometimes. It does sound a lot like to fly up as you switch to it. So hopefully it won't do that. Whee! Hello. How you doing, buddy? I'm alright. Here we go, moon landing. Successful. Just. And then we'll take a nice screenshot. Because I can. There you go. Nice screenshot. Right, lads. You forgot the instruments. Back on the boat. Get up there. Get up there, boy. Now, it's the tricky bit. I mean, going up is fine. I think. He said, hopefully. No, it's not fine. Alright, okay, it's not working. Alright, we'll jet our way up then. So yeah, I can't. It's a bit hard to kind of put a flat platform on there. So I mean, it's a bit hard. If I put a thing on there, more than likely he'll bump his head on the way out. Which is because I did try that before, and I put a ledge on there, and it did bump out of the back. Actually, that's the flag, not him. Can't move the flag, can we? Right, let's get on there. I know what you're saying. Why don't you switch to the thing? And that's a great idea. If I can grab. I'm afraid that didn't grab. Don't knock the ship over. Burke. He's making a right hash of this, isn't he? It's the bloke operating it. I blame. Right. Jeez. Oi, we kind of swapped seats. Right, let's have a look inside. And yeah, if we use the right stick, we can zoom in and out. Oh, it looks quite nice, doesn't it? Is this what I look like in real life? Yeah, so they say. Yeah, so they say. Yeah, it does, mate. Yeah, you sure about that? You know. Are you sure, mate? Well, kind of sure. Yeah, kind of sure. How do you switch to the other guy? Hello. It's funny, isn't it? I got a bit of head twitch. Yeah, alright. So I'm going to retract the ladder, get this ready for a takeoff, and I'll carry on next time. Coming back, getting the instruments to come back down again, because I kind of messed that up. And we'll show the old docking routine. Probably when I do come back, I think I'd jump up into the air, because these things tend to have a life of their own, these things. For some reason. I don't know why. Deploy shielded. What they're like when they're shielded. No idea. Yeah, I got a feed. This wheel stress or damper stress or whatever is gone wrong somewhere, and crafts sometimes just jump. Luckily, I went on Minmus, but where the gravity is so low, I can practically cancel it out just by using my RCS motors, because it's a very, very low gravity on this, probably about a tenth of what is on here. Right, that will do for today. I hope you enjoyed that, apart from the mess up with forgetting the instruments. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.